Happy New Year, officially. Welcome to my channel. This video is brought to you by Michi G, which is me. So this video you're about to watch is basically my first look of the new year. And I really wanted to freestyle this look. I didn't really have a specific look. I wasn't really going for New Year's-y. I wasn't going for fall. I wasn't going for winter. I wasn't really going for anything. I was just freehanding it, quite frankly. Sometimes with makeup for me, it's about just doing it. And that's what I did today. So I just kind of came up with the look in tutorial form. And I hope you guys like it. This is the finished product. But if you want to see how I got this look, make sure you stay tuned. Then make sure you hit that subscribe button, that red button below this video that says subscribe. I know y'all see it. Hit that subscribe button. Like this video, comment if you love this look, if you don't like the look, constructive criticism, anything you want to share, like give love, show love. Like this is the year for positivity, so of course share it. But last but not least, enjoy. I really hope you guys enjoy this look. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get started on this look. If I move a little too fast in the video, have no worries because, you know, that's part of my beauty academy. I'm gonna break everything down step by step by step. Don't fret, you'll get everything I'm doing soon enough. First thing I'm gonna do is brush my eyebrows with a spoolie. This is a spoolie. And of course, the purpose of this is just to train your eyebrows in the direction that they're gonna go. So we're gonna do that first. My eyebrows are very awkward, so I'm personally gonna finesse my eyebrows, so. Cool. So once you have your brows done, we're going to, actually, a step I like to do is to prime your face. And I'm gonna use Rihanna's Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Primer to put on first. Before I do my brows, just because for me, when I do my brows and then put on primer, I tend to like smear my eyebrows. So for me, I put on primer first, and primer helps your foundation to stay on all day, and it helps it to go on a little smoother. Cool. So now that we got that done, now it's time for eyebrows. Today I'm gonna, excuse me. Today I'm gonna use NYX's eyebrow gel, and it looks like this. I don't know if you all can see it or not. And then I'm gonna use one of my little angle brushes. Normally for my brows, I use a brown pencil like this, but I can't find a pencil sharpener, so I'm trying to use an alternative. For me, I just put a little on the back of my hand, one off, and try to go along the bottom of my brows. I'm gonna be honest with you, I hate using this for brows. I much rather would use a sharpened pencil. Just to warn you all, if my eyebrows look a little crazy, I'm gonna shape them up, so don't freak out. Alright, so next we're going to, which I did one eyebrow already off camera, but next we're going to clean up our eyebrows. This one is always my hot mess eyebrow, so I saved the best one for last. So Basically gonna clean it up with concealer, and this is LA Girl Pro Concealer. This is in the color Warm Honey. So for me, I use a light color first, like to arch or carve out my brows. And then I use a little bit of a darker color than this on my lid part. And this is Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, a little sample in the color Deep. So I'm gonna use that on my lid. And the purpose of this is just to lay a base down for your eyeshadow. And you just blend it all together. Now be careful not to get in your eyebrow. So I typically go, if you can see here, like on the outside of the concealer to buff it out a little bit. Or you can also take an angled brush and carve more out too, which I typically do a combination of both. And just buff that out. You may look crazy by the forehead for a good little minute. It's okay. It is okay. And also I typically spray my sponge one time just to get it a little damp. That just helps it to blend a little better. I also take a spoolie and blend it out a little bit. Now we're gonna do eyes, do our eyeshadow. Today I think I'm gonna use Juvia's Place palette. I have two really good ones. One is the Nubian 2 palette by Juvia's Place, highly recommend. And also the Magic palette by Juvia's Place, and they're two of my favorites. I may use a brown out of the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette just because I love her dark brown that she has in there. So yeah, those will be the only palettes I'm using today. Right now I'm going to use transition color. Transition colors are just like warm colors meant to just kind of warm up the eyes just a little bit, like where the eyes and the eyeshadow meets. Oh, my transition color for today is Brown Script by MAC. Don't know if y'all can see it, but yeah, it's just basically an eyeshadow. And I typically use that unless I'm doing like a colorful look or something. I typically use that as my transition color for almost everything. And it looks good on every skin tone, so whether you're lighter, you're darker, it's a good neutral, like, transition color. Alright, so now that we got our transition color on both, we're going to use brown. Now, Juvia's palette, and excuse my palette because these are palettes that I use the most, so I have they're so messy, oh my god. They're like shadows all over the place. So ignore the mess, but I'm gonna use this color right here. It's called Kenya, and we're gonna move into our crease color. And I'm using brushes by e.l.f. as well. And with your crease color, you just kind of start right here where the crease starts and start blending. I think I'm gonna do a halo eye today. So what I'm gonna do is put the brown on the outer corner of the crease and kind of blend it a little bit, but then also put some in this part, in the inner eye, and just leave the middle and do a good halo eye. I think I want to deepen this a little bit. Blending it out, blending it out. But this is the Jaclyn Hill palette, and again, I use this a lot for all my clients and myself. So it looks hideous, makeup all over and everything. So ignore that, but I'm gonna use this brown right here and just add a little bit of depth to it in the middle. So we got that part out the way. Now for the halo portion of it, which means these spots right here that are kind of still not colored in, that is gonna be our halo spot. So what I do, because I do want the color to pop and stand out, I'm gonna use a little concealer just to kind of lay like a little landscape for where I want it to be. I do have hooded, I have hooded eyes, which means like some of my eyes are typically fat, but like the top part of my eye kind of creases over, and it can cause just colors to mess up. So what I do is when I put some on, I look up, and if you can see like this little mark up here, that's just to let me know like where I need to stop with my eyeshadow. So making sure. All right, now that we got our concealer on, now it's time to use some color. So what I'm gonna do is go back to my the Nubian 2 palette, Juvia's Place, sorry. And I'm gonna take, I think I'm gonna do Nefertiti, this color right here. This one, I'm gonna first go in with this color. I think I want to go over even more so the middle of this with Zuri. I think I'm gonna try. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. And so there we have the halo. So what I typically do is my brush that I have brown with, had brown already on. I don't dip it in anything unless I see that there's not enough product on it to fade it in a little bit. But I just go back in and kind of blend it out just a little. Because you really don't want any harsh lines, so to speak. Okay, so my halo eye wasn't turning out how I wanted it to. So I decided to go back in the color Zuri right here and just kind of cover the inside of my eye. Just because I wasn't satisfied with how it was turning out. So I'm just gonna blend. Alright guys, so now we're done with eyes. You know, kind of went with the flow of how I was feeling. It's giving me tiger vibes, but I like it. Normally some people put on their lashes at this point, but for me, I think I'm gonna put on my lashes. Forget it. Let's do lashes, I guess. So now I'm going to use mascara, and this is the 1 in 3 Wet n Wild mascara, which I love. It comes with regular mascara, and it comes with this the lash fiber, so it basically makes your natural lashes look extra on fleek. So that's what I'm gonna use today on my lashes, on my natural lashes. The purpose of doing this to my lashes is to make sure that my false lashes I'm gonna put on have something to grip. So I actually like how this made my natural lashes, but I'm still gonna put on fake lashes. So I think because I use Wet n Wild mascara, I think I'm gonna go with these Wet n Wild eyelashes. So these were actually just 78 cents at Walmart, and if I'm not mistaken, they're also 78 cents at like Walgreens and everywhere else too. And put it around the top of the glue and wait till it dries just a little bit, because you want it to be tacky so that it can stick to your lash line. If you don't let it dry a little bit, then it will just fall off. It'll be looking crazy on your eye, and it'll mess up your eyeshadow and all that hard work you put into it. So yeah, let's let our eyelashes dry all 2019. Speaking of 2019, Happy New Year's. Hopefully everyone has the resolution set. It's day 1. Well, technically day 2. By the time you see this video, it'll be day 3 into January. So hopefully y'all are doing good so far. It's only been 3 days. I don't want to hear I already messed up. Start the year over. Like, the year's gonna start in February. Like, no, y'all get it together. At some point, us as adults, we got to get it together for the new year. So motto for this year: do better all 2018. I done lost my lash. Oh Lord. I said do better, and then I lose my lash. So y'all don't judge me. It like stuck to my shirt. Maybe we need to start like the motto: secure eyelashes all 2019. So now I am done with eyes and lashes. Next, we're gonna go on the face, go and do things on, and that's who's gonna sound bad. Now we're gonna move to the face, and we're gonna use color corrector because I have more of a golden, kind of a warm tone. I'm gonna use this orange corrector by LA Pro Girl. Now we're going to color correct all these little spots, my raccoon eyes that I have up under, all these moles that I like to call freckles, but they're really moles. And some of you may be looking like, oh my gosh, why is she doing that? Well, this is to cover up all of those scars and things you may have. You don't want it to show through your makeup. And rule number 1, I don't know if it's number 1, but it's definitely a main rule to when you do concealer, pretty much anytime you use a sponge, other than like for baking, which we'll get to that later, but anytime you use a sponge, always try to dampen it, whether you dampen it with water or with your setting spray. Now we're gonna put on our foundation. So me personally, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I have to match myself to a particular foundation. I used to have one that was exactly my shade, but I'm out of it, and I've been trying to avoid makeup because I go a little crazy when I go makeup shopping. I've been trying to mix some of the shades that I have. We're gonna try and mix. So if it looks crazy, 9 times out of 10, it probably is, and I'm gonna look like this doesn't match me, but I promise you I'm gonna make it match. Use my foundation brush just because it blends out a little better. So now that that's blended out, which it probably still looks crazy, but we're not done yet. So next step is to highlight under your eyes. You want to use a concealer that's lighter, that's 2 shades lighter than your skin tone. So for me, that color is Fawn in the LA Girl Pro Concealer. Just enough to get the job done. Now, some people prefer to contour their nose. You can do that, you don't have to. It's really up to you. I personally do. Just because my nose is a little big. I love my big nose, but it is just a little big sometimes, so I try to I'm trying to highlight all of my photo spots. Now the purpose of putting highlighter or a lighter concealer on these spots is because those are the spots that shine when you take a picture. Hence of why it's called highlight, not dampening my beauty blender. Again, the purpose of dampening your sponge is just to help it blend a little bit better. You know my facial expression. I tend to be a little dramatic when I blend out my foundation and stuff, so just ignore it. Cool. So now we're gonna bake. For me, I like to use Patrick Starr's Patrick Powder by MAC Cosmetics, which to me is like the perfect setting powder. I also use Airspun, but sometimes Airspun, which smells so good and is so amazing, but sometimes it gives me a little too much flashback when I take my pictures, and I don't like that. Don't nobody want flashback when they take their pictures, so I may mix a little in with Patrick's powder, but for the most part I try to stay away. Now, the purpose of baking, which is what I'm doing now, is to basically keep you from creasing up under your eye. For those of you wondering what creasing is, when you put concealer and foundation and all that under your eye, you see where there's a little crease here? It keeps your makeup from creasing. I personally don't let it sit on my face for too long, just because to me, I'm really particular and feel like it gives you super flashback. So I try to put it on and take it right back off. But now I'm going to actually go in and contour a little bit now, just to intensify it a little bit. One step I forgot to do that I was gonna do, but it's not necessarily a necessity, is to do kind of a glow from within, which what that is, and I'll go over that in Beauty Academy as well, but it's pretty much where you highlight your face with actual highlight, like shimmer, up under your foundation instead of on top of your foundation. Well, for me, I do both. But when you highlight up under your foundation, I found that it helps give you more of a glow. Like, a lot of people will come up to me and be like, oh my God, you're glowing. Like, oh my God, are you pregnant? Oh my God. And I'm like, no. This is just the makeup method I did. So now we're gonna move on to blush. For me today, I'm gonna use the e.l.f. blush palette. But yeah. cheeks are really fat. But that's okay because I'm still cute though. Next, we're going to highlight. I think I'm going to use Auntie Jackie, Artist Couture Jackie Aina. I love her shimmer. It's so dark girl friendly. Oh, and just like a little bit really goes a long way. Like for real. It really goes a long way. Like this is all I'm using in the cap. And look at that. Can you see that? Like, so now that we're basically done with our face, now I'm gonna move on to the lips. And I'm going to line my lips with the Wet n Wild brown pencil. Even though it's not sharpened, it's okay. Now I'm going to go in with Black Opal Ebony Wine lipstick, which is really pretty, by the way. So pretty. It smells so good too. Like, oh my gosh. Ugh. It smells like grapes to me. Use the setting spray when you're done. All right, guys, so that completes this tutorial today. I hope you guys like this look. It's my first makeup look of the year, my first tutorial of the year. I hope you guys like it. I didn't try to go too dramatic, but kind of dramatic, so I really hope you guys like it. Yeah, first of many tutorials amongst other things to come, so make sure you guys stay tuned and love you guys later.